Well, we have arrived to playoff season in True Sim. Scioto Country Club. We're playing off the back tees here. Medium winds out of the west. Firm, moderate, default greens. We're going to take some practice swings on the tee, see if we can get our swing playing in line. And if we can, and we can keep it, I think we have the potential to do some really, really good stuff. So I think I need to make sure that we have our camera on. Approaching putting cam, good to go. Aim just a little bit out to the right, and then let's get some practice swings here. Make sure that we get our swing in a good place, and we are going to be off to the races. Play some ranked and get better? Hey, not a bad idea. Not a bad idea at all. It's also fair to say that you can play in societies that you do not belong to for practice. So, like, if you're in... Technically, since you have an account, avoid challenge circuit, but if you want to play kinetic or elite or platinum, I would recommend maybe kinetic or elite because they're easier than platinum scheduling. But if you play in those, that's going to be the best way to get you up and running. Alright, so we've got a little bit of push. Maybe should have laid up a little bit. I guess I didn't realize just how far down we were going to go. So just barely missed the fairway, but that's all right. I think that we're probably still in pretty good shape here. Light rough probably has some spin to it still, so I think we can maybe play a little bit of D-loft. So I think we're gonna land short. Okay. So that was a miscalculation there, thinking that the light rough was going to give us some spin. As it turns out, the light rough still taking a lot of that bite off. Now let's see. I think if anything, this putt ought to be moving a little bit left to right. I don't think it's anything too crazy, but it does feel like that's where the tilt is coming from. So we want to go a little bit beyond the hole. Right, we want to go a little bit beyond the hole, and then we've got the fringe to kind of worry about here. Playoffs? What's going on, Joe? Welcome back. Alright, a little bit underpowered. The left to right was definitely the correct read. Alright, so we're even on the first. Not gonna stress about it too much here. Let's see what we can do. Uphill. Think go a little bit more over the bunker. Just go, yeah, we're gonna go just a little bit left of the bunker, play a little bit of a fade around it. Alright. A little bit dangerous, a little bit slow there. Get away with it, end up center fairway, so the result ends up being pretty great. Gap wedge here, wind off the right, ball above the feet a little. We're gonna land a few yards short, bounce. I think this is gonna be pretty ideal. Maybe give it a little deal off because now the wind is kind of in our face. Push it out there a little bit to the right hand side. Or 14 foot 2 inches. We've got right to left break up the hill here. Gotta make sure first off that we're getting the right pace on it, but also gotta make sure that our line matches. Something in this ballpark, I think. See how our reads are. Oh, just missed it low. Okay, so not a bad read at all. Not a bad read at all. Just a hair off, but we are seeing that putt. So we can drive this down to be some sort of pitch shot, maybe. It says it's uphill a few feet. I think the safe thing is actually going to be take it back to the hybrid. Because I like the full club. The full club works out very nicely for me. I just have way more control personally with my full wedges than I do with any of the shorter shots. Pitch shots and stuff are definitely something that's very much so lacking in my game. But I think we have like the perfect number here. Should come up just a few yards short. And kind of hop up to the hole. A little fast. Problem is going to be maybe the extra distance and the fact that with the wind we're just peeling so far to the left. But it's right to pin high, so you know, kind of in that ballpark of where I'm saying ballpark a lot, aren't I? But we're kind of in that situation where we're hitting a lot of really good distances, but just getting ourselves out of position, you know, 10, 15 feet left or right of the hole. And that definitely makes things very, very tough on us. See if we can swing this one. That's going low. Alright, so these are all kind of breaking a bit more than I think maybe early on in the putt. Because I feel like as we get to about halfway through the break, or halfway to the hole, like we're already on a trajectory low. So I'm gonna have to make some adjustments here on the fly. I think with this 7-iron, we should be able to baby fade it. Get a little bit of extra distance. And hopefully it has enough rollout to the hole. That's not too shabby. That is not too shabby at all. Uphill, a little bit left to right. Gonna try and hit this one a little firmer. Okay, so it took a few extra holes. It took a few extra holes, but we finally get ourselves on the board here. Making good on the par 3. You know what's kind of crazy? I think we could actually just drive right on over the gap in the fairway here. Just absolutely launch it. I mean, it's gonna be a little bit closer than I've been liking, but I think the distance, I think there has to be something said about the distance that this provides us. I think a little bit more on the brakes. Maybe just the backspin. I just want to make sure that we don't short ourselves too much, so. I knew that that was bad. This is why I avoid pitch shots. Ah, man, that hurts. Gotta be so much better on that. Pitch shots just have such a slower tempo. Alright, fall line. Something like here, maybe. I mean, we've had great reads. I just can't convert. We gotta get going a little bit better here on these approaches. Can't be hitting a fast pitch and leaving yourself a 20+ foot shot. And having a lot of these 10 to 15 footers, I think we're just missing in the wrong spots. Sweet. So it's 216 to the front of the green here, so we're gonna be short of that. But that might be okay. 4-iron, like, it's gonna want to run a bit. So I think if we play ourselves out to the right a little bit. A little fast. I like the line, though. Oh, okay. It's just steep enough uphill to it. But I'm not really in the business here of going up a club and trying to mess around with that, so. The question becomes, do we chip this or do we try and putt it? Part of me says chip, but I actually think... See how this feels. Not too bad on pace. It broke a lot more. So maybe, I don't know, maybe the fringe, maybe the chip would be the better option there. The problem is I'm tinkering with things. I'm kind of in a spot where I don't exactly love my chipping, nor do I exactly love my consistency of power on fringe putting and stuff, so kind of tweaking things, and tweaking things is always going to, have the risk of worse results. 125, 123, probably. Got a fair amount of wind. It's on a diagonal, but it's definitely going to have an effect, so I'm going to cut through maybe a few yards here. Oh, I pushed it out the other way. And de-lofted it too much. Well, I guess the fast... You think ranked is cruel? I guess ranked can be cruel, yeah. I know that I was playing last week and we had a match where I was down until the 9th and I managed to tie it up on the 9th hole and then win the tiebreaker. So it can definitely tease you. It can definitely tease you and drag you along. Can be a very cruel mistress. There we go. There we go. Getting a couple of birdies here. Gotta try and turn the tables for us a bit. Par 4, but it's way downhill. But I don't want to get into a position where, like, if I take 3 wood here, I mean, I'm trusting that it's downhill a bit and gonna run. Oh man, how downhill though is it with the driver? Because I think with the driver we could very easily run out. I'm gonna go full backspin on the 3-wood, so get a little bit extra distance on the 3-wood. But this is gonna be experimenting for future rounds to know how this fairway is. Oh no, push slow is gonna be out into the bunker. What's the carry? 278, okay. That's painful. Oh, do we actually have a chance though at still finding the green? 218. Yeah, we're gonna lose distance. Alright, I'm playing some loft and spin on it because I'm afraid that there's like this lip of sand right in front of me. That sand lie. Hey, what's going on, Surfer? That sand lie took us so far out. Holy cow. That was not pretty at all. Not in the slightest. Alright. So hard to tell what was going to happen there. I probably could have been more aggressive with it, knowing that it's uphill to the hole. What is it doing at my feet, though? I guess we're on our right to left. This is True Sim Tour, Surfer. So we don't have any grids or scout cam or anything like that. I think all the swing is going to be pretty late in this putt. It is. I just didn't hit it hard enough. Yeah, it's TGC, so there's Plat, Elite, Kinetic, and Challenge Circuit, but then they also have True Sim Tour and 3-Click Tour, which are separate. So you can play in True Sim and play in the main tours. So like if I played in the main tours, I'm a Plat player, but this is the True Sim Tour. So we're gonna have to play like a shaped pitching wedge, I think. So if you're in Challenge Circuit, like you could also play True Sim if you so desired. Every society the same? What do you mean by that? I gotta put a lot of shape into this. True Sim harder? True Sim versus Plat, they're harder in different ways. They're definitely harder in different ways. Like, True Sim is tough because you don't have the assist, but Plat and stuff is tough because of the way that they schedule the course, you know, how tough the courses are and how ridiculous greens and things get. Every society the same, like, difficulty. So, Challenge Circuit, is like the baseline difficulty. When you move up into the Pro Tours, so Kinetic, Elite, and Platinum, they're all on the same thing, so they lose wind. I believe that's the only difference there. Once you go over to the True Sim Tour, we have no wind, we have no scout cam, we have no green or lie grids. That stuff is a higher difficulty. They all start, yeah, they all run on the same schedule. So it's all like late Saturday. Wow, that really kicked out there. It's all like late Saturday night to the next Saturday. If that's what you're referring to. All right, I think I have to take the lob wedge. I know it's gonna release, but that works. That definitely works. I don't love how much break this has, though. Yeah, see, like, that still almost misses on the low side. That still almost misses on the low side. That's tough. That's very, very tough. Alright, we're just gonna take 3 wood, because I know it's uphill and into wind and everything, but if I take driver, I still feel like I'm gonna be in an awkward spot. Just gonna keep trying to put myself into position for full wedges and see where we can go. Because, like, I think something like this should be decent, right? Something like this should be pretty good for us. The wind, I think we need to cut into it just a little bit. I don't want to do it too much, though, because we might end up too long, but... Little bit slow. Line is decent. Little overpowered. Oh, but it's a bowl? There's a little bit of backstop? Gather some speed? Okay. So we're probably still putting downhill here, yeah. Oh, it's the break, though, because now it goes, like, it's downhill, but then we've got left to right curl. Is it downhill much behind the hole? Kind of flattens out. So I can be just... I think just a hair more aggressive with it. Because you kind of have to get it started on a line. I swear, I'm still just on the low side of all of these. Like, we're making putts, but man, is it terrifying. Man, are they just breaking ever so slightly more. So we've got a par 5. If we hit a good drive here... Actually, hold on. Because with the wind, I think I can just take these bunkers out of play, if I'm being completely honest. Hit it a little bit fast. I wasn't wrong about taking the bunkers out of play, but the problem is not finding fairway kind of compromises the approach in 2, maybe? It's 202. We've got 185 to the front. 185. I don't think this is going to be enough. I mean, if we fully backspin, that gives us some extra distance. 225. 175 on the high end. See, if I fully lofted though, I think that kind of counteracts. So it's net the same. Is there any way that the hybrid ever makes any sense here? I don't think so. So what I'm gonna try for with this, we're gonna go for it, because laying up's not gonna make much of a difference. Just gonna go for it and try and overpower it. You know, I'll take a chip from there. I'll take a chip from there. A little 7-yarder. It's a little downhill. Doesn't seem like anything crazy. Is it downhill? I think it's downhill from, like, once you get over the ridge, but doesn't seem like when you go past it, it's anything crazy. Oh, man. Would have been nice to pull an eagle out. Would have been nice to pull an eagle out. That's for certain. A little slow, also a little bit under hit, but I think that's going to end up being okay. I think all of that is going to lead us right down the fairway here. Gets a pretty substantial rollout, but that's gonna lead us right into our lob wedge. Little wind at the back and downhill. Ball's below our feet, so we definitely have everything kind of moving left to right for us. Wind at our tail here is not gonna be enough, but I think to be safe, a little bit of loft. Beautifully struck. Check up. We'll take that. We will take that for sure. It's got a little bit of movement on it, downhill an inch, but I have to think that at 4 feet we have to be aggressive. Kind of started just a little bit outside the hole there and hit it firm. Okay, so we had a slow start and we found ourselves, you know, in with the bogey. But ever since we've been making a little bit of a run here. Like the way this course is played, yeah, it's interesting, right? Because it has a lot of elevation changes and it puts you into some decision making for, you know, do I lay up or not? But I think overall it's playing pretty well. It's scoreable, but it makes you think, makes you work for it. Oh, a little bit slow. I did play it fairly out to the left, but not enough. That's not a bad green miss. Not a bad green miss at all. And we were pretty good on the way that we played that that shot last time. So let's see here. Last time we missed it, this time we figure it out a little bit. Learning. That's adapting on the fly. That's what that is. Alright, I think driver is the play, but I'm gonna play like a low fade. I'm gonna play a low fade on this. Just kind of set this up in a way that we run it up the fairway a little bit. Try and... just a little fairway finder. Just a little fairway finder. Look at that. It's exactly what you want. It's exactly what you want. Because now we've got 141 in. We've got room to work. We've got potentially some options. So we're probably a few yards long. So it should be that we give this some loft and some spin. Right? Give this some loft and spin. Let that play to our advantage. Come alive on the back nine, why don't you? Come alive on the back nine, why don't you? Leaders are at 12. We've got 3 holes to play. Who says we can't join them? Who says we can't join them? Oh, see, this is where things get a little crazy, right? It's 317 to the front. And it looks like it's a little downhill. So I'm actually going to just play this with the 3-wood. I think we just play it safe because I think it's actually going to get out a little bit further. Yeah, look at that. Look at that. Now we got 144 in. We're on a downhill lie. I don't think that's going to play that much. So, essentially try to knock 9 yards off of this shot. We have a couple miles an hour of wind that's going to do some of that for us. But we've got to take it the rest of the way. A little fast. So I'm going to add a little bit of that distance back onto it, but it seems like it's still on a pretty good number. Oh, we're dropping darts. We are just placing the ball close to the hole. Which this is why, like, this, when I'm playing well, this is what I'm doing. It's not that my putter is hot, it's that we're hitting our inputs and we're figuring out where to place the ball. That's how I play my best golf. I am not a good putter, so I have to make up for it somewhere, and this is exactly how we make up for it. Alright. 7-iron. I'm gonna play it stock. Might be a little long on the rollout, but a little bit of a push. I think that's the back of my mind just taking the water out of play. And sometimes you get a good bounce. Sometimes you get a good bounce. But yeah, that's the brain right there is just saying, alright, kiddo, don't get wet. Stay away. Stay away from the watata. Pretty much looks like we've got right to left slope going. It does seem a little bit like it's steeper at the start and then maybe smooths out a little bit as it goes. But I think it's the type of thing you gotta make sure that you start it high enough. You have to make sure that you start high enough, because I run into the issue all the time where by the time we get to the hole, I'm already like way below it, so. Get it! Alright, we got par 4 to end it. 340 up to that bunker. I want to say we're aimed somewhere here. I think if we just play just like starting line, a little left, play it with a little fade back to the right, we can ride the wind out to that safe part of the fairway up front. Oh, pushed it a little bit right, and so the fade's gonna take us into the bunker. Does the birdie train end here, or can we make a miraculous bunker save from the fairway? It's a bit steep. It's a bit steep. So I don't know exactly what we're gonna make of this. We have reached a bit of an impasse. I think I'm gonna go for the gutsy play. I'm gonna go for the gutsy play, and I'm going to aim out here, thinking it's going to play a lot to the left. So we're gonna make that adjustment. This one's gonna also come out way to the left, and then play full loft to try and clear the bunker lip. Came up a bit short. Ended up out a little bit more right than the last time that this happened, but honestly, getting it into the bunker like green side here is not bad. It gives us a chance to go up and down. How's it going, Firezerk? Yeah, that last one came out very hard left, so definitely took that into consideration. I don't think my swing was the cleanest, if I'm being completely honest. This has a bit of a downslope, but the cup is kind of situated in a bit of a bowl, so I think if we go somewhere like this, oh man, can you imagine? Can you imagine? All right, we'll take it. The birdie train ends. The birdie train ends. We come up one stroke shy of the lead, but after starting with a few pars and a bogey on the front nine, that was one heck of a rally at the turn into the back nine, and a very nice save at the end. So we've set ourselves up well. See what we can do in round 2.